I'm giving away this fantasy-themed mystery box. It contains merchandise from The Witcher, Game of Thrones, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I'll even be throwing in this Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings starter kit. So if you want to get your hands on it, stick around to the end of the video to know how. Tom Cruise battles terrorists, arm dealers and a scary AI in an action-packed but long and predictable sequel. But does Dead Reckoning Part 1 reach the helicopter heights of the last installment? This time around we get submarine warfare, Venice and an unstoppable train setting with a lot of running around in between. The team faces their greatest challenge with an adversary that can literally calculate every move. And if I'm going to be honest with you, which I always am, it gets a bit exhausting, with the lack of surprises and several questionable plot holes are detrimental. But Tom Cruise is a guaranteed commodity in delivering blockbuster cinema. We start off with a Russian nuclear attack submarine travelling through the icy Arctic depths on a top secret exercise. It carries a special cargo with terrifying capabilities. The entity is the world's most advanced artificial intelligence. The officers gloat about their superiority until an unexpected blip appears on their radar. Ethan Hunt awaits in the darkness for a nervous courier. He receives a self-destructing package with a memorable refrain. The CIA director, Eugene Kittredge, needs the IMF team immediately. A former associate of Hunt's has half of the object that they must recover at all costs. Its counterpart is equally important, but the location remains unknown, so Hunt must secure the first vital piece before finding the other. Another interesting factor is that no one knows the completed device's purpose. Ethan rides into the Arabian desert seeking Ilse the Faust. A bounty of $50 million has also been placed on her head, and we all question what has she gotten herself into. Before we can even ponder the question, a legion of the world's deadliest mercenaries are in pursuit. Ethan and Ilse have a complicated relationship. Are they friends or lovers? Or maybe they just don't like labels. It's 2023. Kittredge has a high-stakes meeting with the president's national security advisor. Intelligence has uncovered a black market exchange at the Abu Dhabi airport. Kittredge acknowledges the IMF's existence for the first time. Ethan, Luther Stickle and Benji Dunn are immediately dispatched. The situation gets complicated when a thief makes her duplicitous move. The IMF team adapts, but a brief glimpse of a new player changes the game completely. Ethan hasn't seen the vicious Gabriel since he murderously altered his life decades ago. Dead Reckoning Part 1 preys on familiar fear, like what happens when an AI achieves sentience and stops taking orders from the human masters. The entity portrayed as a blue cube of algorithmic processes is extremely formidable. Nothing electronically connected can be trusted. The voice in your earpiece and security monitors can easily be faked. But it's the psychological manipulation that proves the most effective. And the entity knows what Ethan values the most. Director Christopher McQuarrie doesn't get visually complacent on his third Mission Impossible outing. The action scenes are amazing and definitely worth the visit to the cinema. Everything from the underwater opening to the spectacular train climax is brilliantly shot. The practical and CGI effects are seamlessly blended with slick editing. It's obvious that McQuarrie wants to surpass the scope and scale of the previous films. McQuarrie envisions monster action scenes and then creates a path to link them together. But what doesn't make sense is how the IMF and everyone on their tail keeps bumping into each other. They don't have the entity's abilities but continuously show up to prevent its plans. This will leave you head scratching in the second act. Logistical problems arise in connecting these many dots. Tom Cruise also spends an incredible amount of time running at top speed like a gazelle, jumping off rooftops, through the airport and the streets of Venice with a smoky silhouette background. I love a good foot chase, but the sprinting around unfortunately gets old in a film that's 2 hours and 45 minutes long. McQuarrie's goal is to show that Tom Cruise is still fit as a fiddle at the age of 61, but that's already understood from him pummeling goons. We didn't need an actual marathon as part of the film. Hayley Atwell and the badass Pom Clementieff, who plays a French assassin in The League with Gabriel, are welcome additions. Hayley Atwell nails the what the fuck have I gotten myself into moments. She's razor sharp and tough but realises the depth of her predicament. Aligning with Ethan is the only way to survive. Clementieff snickers and sneers, dealing out wicked punishment. They are without a doubt the most entertaining characters in this film. Part 1, of course, finishes on a cliffhanger ending. The IMF objective, easily deduced in the beginning, is at least revealed for next summer's finale, but the film could have been much shorter to achieve the same goals. The filler isn't unwatchable, but can honestly be tedious sitting there for nearly 3 hours. But the good news is Cruise and McQuarrie haven't lost the vital entertainment factor, and that's the action scenes rule. Personally, they're not on par with Mission Impossible Fallout, but they certainly don't disappoint with this one. But that's just my thoughts and feelings about the film. If you've seen it, I'd love to know what you thought about it in the comments below. And if you want to win this fantasy-themed mystery box, all you need to do are these 3 simple things. Leave a like on this video, comment on any of my videos, and subscribe to my channel, and one lucky random subscriber will be announced on the 31st of July. You can even hit that bell icon to keep up to date with my latest uploads and giveaways, such as my comic book giveaways every fortnight. Lastly, before I go, I just want to say a big thank you for watching and to smash that like button. I'll really appreciate it, and it really helps this channel grow. So with all of that being said, I will see you in the next one, but until then, take care.